What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer update video. Today, we'll be looking at the latest Arsenal transfer news. Are we getting any closer to that first signing of the summer transfer window? The window officially opens this Friday, but teams are getting business done and Arsenal have to get moving and shaking, that is for sure. Before we get into today's video, don't forget, if you want to keep up to date with your daily transfer news, obviously watch-alongs when pre-season starts. We're going to be going on tour hopefully this summer with Arsenal as well. Keep it locked here. Make sure you subscribe. We're close to 47k and we're hunting down that 50k before the new season starts. Keep supporting and big up to everyone who's been putting in the super thanks in the chat as well. Really appreciate it. Right, new background today. Legends, History Channel settings, people. I've become what I used to criticize Liverpool fans for, and that is I celebrate the history of the football club rather than the recent history, as we don't have too much recent history to celebrate. But it's all about creating it, people, and that is what we are trying to do in this transfer market. So, Arsenal are trying to sign a striker, and they've made an offer for a striker. His name is Gianluca Scamacca. He plays for Sassuolo in Italy, and he's a massive striker. And Arsenal have been linked with a move for him. And according to super agent in Italy, Roberto Di Fanti, who said Arsenal have made an offer to Sassuolo for Scamacca in the last couple of days. The club's general manager also said that it is very likely the striker will leave to play in the Premier League. So, anybody that knows a little bit about Scamacca, let me know in the comments. How good do you think this guy is? And do you think he would be a good plan B for Arsenal if we don't get Gabriel Jesus? Let me know. So, I've been doing what all good content creators do, what all good football fans do. When you haven't seen a lot of a player, what do? You do two things. First of all, you go on Google. Second of all, you go on YouTube. So I've spent the last day or so. I have seen him play once or twice, but listen, I'm not going to cap. I'm no expert on this guy. What I do know about him, Gianluca Scamacca, 23 years of age, 6'5", people. He is massive. He scored 16 league goals last season in 36 league games. He's now an Italian international as well. He's found his way into the Italy squad. And he's being sought after by a lot of clubs. It was believed that Juventus were trying to sign him as well. But Juventus, of course, have signed Dusan Vlahovic, who is in a similar kind of role, plays a similar way to Scamacca. And it's believed now that Juventus are not particularly interested in him. He's been linked with Borussia Dortmund. We've seen now that this kind of tall target man striker has now become the in thing all of a sudden. Haaland and Vlahovic, these kind of strikers, 6 foot plus, big, but can also run a little bit as well, are now sort of the in thing in football. So Scamacca, got a little bit of a scouting report for him here. His strengths are his shooting technique, his physical profile, his height and his hold-up play. His weaknesses are believed to be his inconsistency, his lack of movement in the penalty area, and at times his missed easy chances. Something you don't want to hear when you're trying to sign a player. But apparently he's been likened as the new Zlatan Ibrahimovic. 6'5", very good technically, good shooting technique. Scored a number of headers as well as long-range shots. One thing that I thought was a little bit interesting with him, doesn't have one assist in the whole season in league football. So he scored 16 goals, but doesn't have one assist. That would make you, have to question maybe, is his link-up play good enough, things like that. Now, he has travelled around before. He played in the Dutch league a few years ago to gain experience. So he has travelled out of Italy before. And like I said, anybody that has seen Scamacca play before, you know a little bit more about him. You've watched Italian football. Let me know in the comments how good you think he is. Would he suit Arsenal? According to reports, Arsenal have made an offer of £35 million that has been rejected. Apparently, Edu and the scouting department have been to see him a number of times last season. They believe he fits the profile. We know that Arsenal wanted Vlahovic in January, which would indicate that Arsenal were looking for a taller striker, somebody that can get on the end of crosses and hold up play very well, which is a complete contradiction, really, to Gabriel Jesus. I've said many times I'd love to see Arsenal sign 2 strikers this summer. So Scamacca looks as if he would be interested in a move to the Premier League. Technically very good, very big, very strong, 6'5", still only 23, but is a little bit inconsistent. Movement not the best. 70 pace on FIFA for anyone who loves a bit of FIFA. So yeah, not the quickest, but at 6'5", what do you expect, people? But Gianluca Scamacca, let me know in the comments what you think about him. If you know enough about him, let us know. Would he be a good addition for Arsenal this summer? Right, this wouldn't be a transfer show without me talking about one, the only Gabriel Jesus. I just hope he ends up becoming an Arsenal player rather than becoming the new Higuain, Yann Villa, Julian Draxler, another one of those players that we never signed. William Carvalho, that was another one we were linked with every year. You know, the list goes on and on. A number of reports. Reports today were coming out of the Daily Mail, a newspaper that I don't particularly, you know, not a big fan of, saying that Manchester City now wants 60 million euros for Gabriel Jesus. You're looking at around 52 million pounds for Gabriel Jesus. I mean, so much for favours, you know. I was there thinking, you know what, Pep, it's your former assistant manager. You and Arteta are brethrens. You know, I'm sure you do him a little deal, man. Just, yeah, man, just take Jesus for 35 million, man. You're my people. Man's asking for 52 million pound, according to reports, for a player that has 1 year left on his deal that has apparently told Man City he doesn't want to extend his contract. That's one report. But a report that has come out in the last hour, actually, is from Matt Law in the Daily Telegraph. Much better reporter, to be honest. Who said Arsenal have scheduled a new round of talks with Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal believe they have currently demonstrated the strongest interest in Jesus and are preparing to reiterate their determination to land him. Now, I've read this whole report. Matt Law saying that Arsenal are set to sit down with Gabriel Jesus' agent this week. He's now finished on international duty with Brazil. Arsenal hoping to get this deal tied up. This isn't a deal they want to drag. Now, I think a lot of the talk that has been thrown around is Manchester City trying to create an auction where a number of clubs make offers and they get more money. Real Madrid apparently were interested. They've said they're not really chasing him at the moment. It's not a priority for him. They're happy with Benzema, of course, who's had his best season of his career. Chelsea were being linked with him. Now, I did say yesterday I didn't think Chelsea would be a problem because they needed to get rid of Lukaku. If anybody hasn't seen today, Chelsea apparently willing to let Lukaku go back to Inter Milan as long as they get 20 million loan fee up front for him, as well as a hefty fee afterwards. That deal may happen now. If Lukaku goes back to Inter, then Chelsea maybe become a problem in this race. Arsenal need to get Gabriel Jesus done and dusted quicker before other clubs get involved. For me, 60 million euros is too much money for a guy with 1 year left. He's not a world beater. He's never scored 20 Premier League goals. I do rate him. I would take him at Arsenal. But listen, Edu, come on. Mikel Arteta, get on the phone to Pep. Say, listen, I filled up water bottles. I put cones down. Now give me Jesus for 35 to 40 million, bro. What are you trying to do to me here? But listen, let me know what you think. Jesus, would you pay 52 million pounds for him? For me, that's too much. And I think Pep's bumping him a little bit. The problem is we're so short on options. And I think clubs know that Arsenal, there is an element of desperation in this hunt for a new striker. So let me know what you think. But Matt Law's saying we're going to sit down for talks this week now that he's finished on international duty. I've said it before. I think Gabriel Jesus ends up an Arsenal player in the next 2 weeks. I really do. I think this deal is going to happen. But Manchester City clearly trying to pull a bit of a fast one in terms of the transfer fee. The same report, Matt Law, also went on to say Arsenal are hopeful of concluding a deal for Yuri Tielemans. The player had wanted to join a Champions League club, but it is believed he is ready to join Arsenal despite having to settle for Europa League football. I mean, what I think's happened here, I think Tielemans probably agreed to join Arsenal in the hope that Arsenal would be in the Champions League, because he's had a pretty bad season for Leicester. I think a lot of clubs that were maybe looking at him have pulled out of that race. Maybe we've ended up in a one-man race in that it's either you stay at Leicester or you come to Arsenal. And let's be honest, he's going to choose Arsenal ahead of staying at Leicester. Leicester are not even in Europe. We're going to pay far bigger wages. It puts him on a bigger platform. And he also nearly joined Arsenal when he was at Monaco, when Arsene Wenger was in charge. So, listen, for me, get those two transfers tied up. Gabriel Jesus, Yuri Tielemans, about 40-odd million on Jesus, 30 million on Tielemans, 70-odd million. Two good signings, Saliba back. And then we're talking. We're moving in the right direction. We need to see movement, people. We need to see movement. Yuri Tielemans, is it a case of him settling for Arsenal because he doesn't have options? Or does he genuinely want to go to Arsenal? I hope it's for the right reasons. I think it is, because I would imagine his agent would be saying to him, you could quite easily sit at Leicester for one more year and leave on a free next summer and get a massive signing on fee. You probably even get a bigger club, as you would be a free agent as well. So Tielemans, for me, would be an excellent signing for Arsenal in this window. And we'll have to wait and see about that one, people. Let me know in the comments. We've spoken about Tielemans numerous times. Is he settling for Arsenal, or does he genuinely want to sign for us? Let us know. Just quickly before we round up, a little bit of a roundup at the end. Liverpool in advanced negotiations to sign Darwin Núñez, a player that we were heavily linked with. I have to admit, you know, what pains me is you see Liverpool and Manchester City, who are miles ahead of Arsenal already. They would be forgiven for not doing much in the transfer market because they're already so strong. Manchester City go and get Haaland. Liverpool close to getting Darwin Núñez, a player that we were heavily linked with. These two are going to get better and better and better. And Arsenal have to find a way of bridging the gap. I think first you get past Chelsea, get past Tottenham. Unfortunately, they finished above us. And then maybe we think about City and Liverpool in a year or so. But this league, as I've said many times, why I was so disappointed with missing out on fourth. This league, I promise you, will be more difficult this year than it was last year, people. United and Spurs will spend, Chelsea will spend, and Liverpool and City are going to go for it this year. So we're going to have to be serious. But it looks as if Darwin Núñez could be on his way to Liverpool. And the England game last night, England played against Germany. They drew 1-1. I don't really like watching England games, especially qualifiers and Nations League. I did have it on background noise settings. It wasn't a bad game, I can't lie. They attacked quite a lot, both teams. England were pretty bad. I mean, they just lacked that midfielder. I've said before, Declan Rice, a decent Prem player, but massively overhyped, you know. And Serge Gnabry came on at the end for about 20 minutes. Soon as he got the ball, played a lovely little pass. Germany nearly scored. And we're all just sitting there thinking, get him to the carpet. Get him to the carpet, man. That is the signing. That would be the trademark signing of the summer. Still reports going around today that Bayern Munich are willing to sell him. Arsenal have been handed a huge boost in their bid to sign Serge Gnabry. Real Madrid have reportedly ruled themselves out of a move after declaring Rodrigo will be given a run at the right wing spot this summer. Gnabry is available. Somebody will sign him. He's too good that nobody will come in for him. I've said before, it wouldn't surprise me if a Liverpool came in for him. Mane could be going to Bayern Munich. Listen, Arsenal, if you're serious, Bayern willing to sell, lay down the money, offer him the money, at least show the fans that you're serious. If not, then, listen, the transfer window opens on Friday, and I'm already concerned about the way this summer is going to potentially go. But it's the hope, people. We have to cling on to the hope. And a little bit of banter before I get out of here, people. I thought, you know, we have to liven the mood, of course, every day. Information and entertainment here on Curtis Shaw TV. On this day, people, on this day, how many years ago? Apologies. On this day, Arsenal signed the one, the only, Carl Jenkinson. Arguably the worst right-back I've ever seen at Arsenal. On this day in 2011, don't that make you feel old, people? 11 years ago, Arsenal completed the signing of right-back Carl Jenkinson from Charlton for a fee of around £1 million. Damn. honestly, just to let you know, I played against Cole Jenkinson in the conference. I think he was playing for Eastbourne at the time, and absolute bang average right back in the conference. When I saw this guy end up at Arsenal, I said, boy, something's gone wrong here. I don't know what's going on. I've done something wrong here. I'm sure he got a golden ticket out of a Willy Wonka chocolate or something. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory settings. But how that brother ended up at Arsenal for so long, I will never know. Cole Jenkinson, people. What a name, what a player. And he was at the club for years as well. That's it for today, though, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Where else can you get information and entertainment like this? Keep it locked. We'll be uploading daily, whether it's short content or streams. Lots of guests lined up. Hopefully, we'll be on tour this summer as well with Arsenal. Like the video, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let me know what you think about the players we've been linked with. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Bless.